We are live.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Pink Power Live call. We're so excited about tonight. I am Flippin, a Senior Ruby Ambassador, and we're excited to do a Super Saturday recap kind of with you guys. So I'll turn it over to you, Nikki.
And I am Ruby Ambassador Nikki Westerfield, and I just want to real quick before we open up with the call tonight, I just want to kind of go over a few things about convention. I know a lot of you are thinking, maybe you don't even know that everybody can go to convention. First of all, let's put that out there. Everyone can go to convention. It's open to everyone. You don't have to earn it. But what is awesome about it is all of us can go for free, literally. We can all earn enough credits to get everything paid for. And that's going to be coming out here soon. But what they did last year was you get so many points for everyone on your levels 1 through 4 that add in ambassadors, and then you got points for your PV points. It's 5 months away, and it starts this month, so we have plenty of time to get as many credits as we can, and I want all of you to go. It's so life-changing. It's so awesome. I had my first convention last year, and I literally left there changed, and then I went Senior Gold and now Ruby in just a year. So it's really, really, it's so worth it. I really challenge everybody to get there. I'm trying to think here. Anything else that you want to add about convention, Kara?
I just know it's something that can really help your business explode and give you that belief in yourself. And if you're lacking belief in our company, our corporate, our products, or anything like that, convention's where you need to be, because that's where it's all going to change for you. I know it did for me. I'm sure Lynsey can vouch for that with her first convention. I know Nikki says that about hers, so yes. It really is worth it.
It's life-changing, literally. And just real quick, let's say your guys' goal in the next couple of months is to get 20 ambassadors. That's 4 ambassadors a month. So doable. That's 1 ambassador a week, and it's so doable. If you really put your mind to it, you guys can get a ton of credits, and that's just $500 to $1,000 alone in just business building bonuses. And you'll most likely going to earn enough credits to get your registration refunded, and you'll make enough to pay for your hotel and flight. But, it's super easy just to get your registration refunded. Like, I don't remember how much it was last year, but it was like barely anything. And, all of us are paying for registrations and signing up, but you can earn it back so easily. It's so worth it. So I just want to put that out there because it's so doable. Everybody can go.
Yes, just make that decision to go.
Yes, I will leave it to Kara.
I am super, super excited about our guest tonight. It's Emerald Ambassador Lynsey Perry, and I know whenever I first signed up as an ambassador, she was in Sykeston, which is like 20 minutes from me, and she was just she did whatever she had to do to help us and make sure that we knew what we were doing. I remember messaging her all the time, like asking her all these little bitty questions, and she was just always there to help, and I love that. And she really does care and have a passion to help all of us succeed. And she was at Super Saturday with us this weekend, and I know she took lots of notes, and she was so excited about everything we learned. So we were so excited to ask her a couple of questions about that and her to share her view and the points that she took away from that with you guys. So I guess, Nikki, you can go ahead and ask her the first question. Or
okay.
No, sorry. I don't want you to do that yet. I want her to share her story with us.
Yes.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're okay.
Yeah, no. Let her share her story, like how she got to where she is in the company.
Yes.
Hi, guys. I'm so thankful that you guys have asked me to be on your Google Hangout tonight. This is actually my first Hangout ever that I've ever been on, and so I'm excited. But just to share how I got started, I actually saw my friend Casey posting about Plexus on her Facebook, and she had a party, and so she invited me to her party. I didn't get to go, but I actually contacted her on New Year's Day and was like, okay, so what's this about? What can you tell me? She's like, well, just come over to my house, let's talk. So I went to her house, bought a 3-day trial pack. She showed me a few testimonies. Of course, the testimonies were amazing. And the next day I started my trial pack. By lunch, I had her on the phone, had given her my credit card number, my social security number, and was like, sign me up because I've got to get this the cheapest way possible for my husband to let me do this. I had done another network marketing company before, and it was very, very, very expensive. So I knew he was going to be kind of like, no. So I just did it and didn't even tell him. And then it all happened so quick. That's like all I can say about that. Within 2 weeks, I had my first 2 ambassadors, my best friend and my mother-in-law. And then we had a meeting, which Sonia and Carol Ulmer came up and did. And that night, my life was changed. I learned more about the compensation plan, which really, when I started, I had no interest in. I just wanted to be wholesale. And then once they started explaining the compensation plan and they started talking about Fast Start Gold, I was like, okay, you know what? That's my goal. And so guess what, guys? That's what I did. I started Gold within my first 30 days. I actually, on my 30th day, had 36 ambassadors. So,
Wow.
you know,
Oh my gosh.
really close to Fast Starting Senior Gold. So that was exciting. And then during this time, my daughter actually got sick and was hospitalized. While she was in the hospital, she was in there for 3 days. And my boss at the time, of course, I worked at the License Bureau, and I was at the New Madrid office. And my boss at the time contacted me, and she's like, "You're either going to have to come back to work or you're going to lose your job." And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to lose my job because my daughter comes first. So that was a turning point in my Plexus business. That's when my mindset went from wholesale fun to, okay, this is my life, and I've got to do what I've got to do to provide for my family. Within, at my 8-month mark, that's when I went Emerald. And then it's just been, mind-blowing from then. I can't tell you guys enough, how blessed I am to have each one of you on our team. You guys amaze me. I've been watching from the sidelines quietly, and because there's so many great leaders, and that's what I love about this. You guys are all great leaders, and you take over and you take control, and it's just amazing. I love it. So that's my story.
I feel like that was just such a God thing for you. Like he opened this big Plexus door and then, was able to shut another one so you could really take off, and he's clearly blessed you. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've got like a 6-figure yearly income now and driving a Lexus, going to Maui every year. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
I mean, it was a blessing, because the ironic thing was that the 2 days before I found out that I was losing my job, Tarl had actually called me personally because I had an issue with my Fast Start bonus. And so he personally called me to apologize, and, was actually asking me questions. What do you want to do with this? Blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, oh, I just joined to get my products at wholesale, It's into a little bit more. And he was like, well, do you ever think you want to stay home and work your business? And I was like, no, my husband would never let me quit my job. I mean, my husband, he would have always been like, no, network marketing, you're not quitting your job for that. So I feel like it was God's way of saying, for me, that to show people that network marketing can be a full-time job if you want it to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think me and Kara can agree with that one.
Yeah, you guys are rocking it.
Okay, I will go ahead and ask you your first question, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you share with us about the power of network marketing and what that means?
Yes.
I like the example about how they pay us instead of celebs, but I just wanted to get your input on it.
Yes, that was one of my favorite examples I think that they used. I remember when Jen was going over this part of the PowerPoint, and she said, most companies out there, they pay celebs to remote. And I was kind of thinking, that's true, because when I was in my other network marketing company before, I remember getting a pamphlet where they had promoted it to all these celebs, but they had paid them to say that their product worked, even though it was a network marketing company. And it was like, Plexus is not like that at all. If a celebrity wanted to be a part of Plexus, they would have to pay $34.95, just like you and I. The company's not going to pay them to be a part of it unless they pay $34.95 and they're actually earning their way through the ranks. And so network marketing is so powerful because you sell directly to the consumer. You build your business your own way. You have the unlimited freedom of earning what your earning potential, whatever you want it to be. And then, a business that is turnkey in a way that it works when you want it to work, but yet it's residual. So if you have a sickness in your family, you've got that residual income coming in, and so you're still getting paid.
I always share with people that whenever my husband asked me to marry him, his grandmother actually had terminal cancer, and whenever he asked me, he's like, I want to be married within 2 months, because he wanted his grandmother to be at our wedding. And so I totally took those 2 months off Plexus, and those 2 months I still got a paycheck, even though I was planning a wedding the whole time. So that's my favorite thing, is it really is residual income. You're not trading your time in for money.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. No parties, no inventory. So, it's great.
I experienced that this past month when I hit Ruby. Every Christmas we're so busy, and I take 3 weeks off, and I don't do much at all. And then Lori called me on the phone screaming you're Ruby, and I'm like, what? I really I felt guilty because I'm like, I didn't do hardly anything the past 3 weeks. And she's like, well, it's catching up with you. And although especially November to Remember really helped, because all those people that bought the welcome packs didn't count the first month, but then their second month, you got the points for whatever. But yeah, so awesome.
Exactly.
At Super Saturday, they kind of talked about, we always, whenever I know when most of us sponsor people, we always ask them, what is your why? Or, why, what do you want out of this, and stuff like that. And they really just talked about digging deep whenever you are finding your why. Why is it important to dig deep whenever you're looking for that why, and what does that really entail? What does that mean?
Your why is what fuels you to want to be successful in the business. So if you think about it in this logic, your car is not going to go unless you put fuel in it, right? You have to put gas in your car. Us as a person, we're the same way. We have to eat to keep us alive. So we have to have things that motivate us. And the best thing that's going to motivate you is your why. Why are you wanting to be successful in this company? Is it because, you want to be a stay-at-home mom? Is it because, you've got financial hardships and you want to pay off debt and be financially free? What is your why? What's driving you? Is it because you want to be able to call your mom up and say, you know what, Mom, you don't have to work. You're going with us for the week. What is it that is driving you? And so that was, my kind of metaphor on that, is that your car's not going to go unless you have fuel. So you have to know why you're doing this. They talked about that with your why. You want to know why you want to do this, why you want to build a successful business, what do you want the opportunity to provide for you, and how can Plexus help you grow personally and professionally. And so those 4 key points are things that you want to think about when you're talking about your why. Also, you want to translate your why into goal-setting activities. So, you want to make a list. Who am I going to help? Maybe think of your top 3 or 4 people that you want to help, and write those down. And then when you state your why, of course, you want to ask yourself, what will this mean to me? What will this make me feel? When I achieve this, how will this impact my family? And then how will they feel? And then set your goals and write them down in achievable ways from your why, so that you can check off things and you can say, okay, well, this part of my why is taken care of. And then you can reevaluate and add more goals to it.
So are you like me? Is your why different now than it was the day you said yes to Plexus?
Oh, totally. My why, whenever I said yes to Plexus, it was wholesale products. And within a month, it turned into, okay, this is my full-time job now, so now I have to provide for my family. Well, now I'm providing for my family, but now it's more so helping others. So now my why is, okay, I want each one of my team members to be, if not the rank that I am, then higher than me. So my goal now is to help each one of you guys be what you want to be. And so that's kind of how my why has shifted. And then also, I still have things that I want, like a condo and, a house out in the country where nobody's around us. So I'm working towards those things.
No, I would love my husband to come home one day and be like, okay, you are retiring. You can just do carpentry as a hobby. He always tells me I'm never going to stop building houses and stuff like this. He says he loves to do it, and he does. But I would love for him not to have to go to work every single day.
Well, here's how I look at it. My why is powerful enough, and my husband thinks I'm silly. But he's like, okay, so when I win this $1.3 billion, you don't have to worry about anything anymore. And I was like, you know that when you win that, I'm still going to work on Plexus business, right? He's like, why? I'm like, because I just love this so much. Right. I love helping people. It's what I've always liked to do. That's why I've always worked customer service. And this is just an extension of it. And it's a way that I can help people with their health without having a degree.
That is true. That's a really good point.
Okay. I know that Super Saturday we talked about the Franks list. Can you explain to everyone what the Franks list is?
Yes, I love the Franks list.
Me too.
The Frank stands for friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids connections, and service establishments. So as you're making your Franks list, think of your Franks list as your lifeline to your business. You can start posting on Facebook and start calling people, but without a clear list, it is easy to get discouraged. So if you sit down and you write out your list of people that you think would either be A, they need the products, or B, they'd be good for the opportunity, and then you highlight your top 3, 4, 5 people that you want on your dream team, then it gives you something to work with. So you can almost, when you're looking at the Franks, what it stands for. So friends, this is going to be the people in your circle. Your best friend, friends that you knew in high school, whatever, friends. That's easy. Then relatives, of course, and they explain this at Super Saturday, and it is true. Your relatives are your hardest people, and that's why it's best to start with your friends, because your friends are going to be more so to jump on with you than your relatives. Of course, your mom. It's easy. I think that Emily said that her mom, of course, was her person that helped her go gold. So of course your mom's going to jump on, but those relatives that aren't really close to you, they're going to be hard not to. I don't want to say
they're our biggest skeptics.
Yeah, I don't want to say hard to sell, but that's necessarily what it is. So they're going to be your hardest one. So just remember that as you're going, that no. Even if it is a family member, it's going to hurt. But no is not no. It's next opportunity. So keep moving. That's what I tell everybody. Your acquaintances, people that you've just met in your lifetime. To me, it's an easy memory jogger. I mean, the Franks list is just so easy. Neighbors and kids connections, you can kind of tie those in together. They did it Super Saturday, and it's true because your kids, whenever they're outside playing, they're playing with the neighbors' kids. So, Emily said, instead of just sending your kid to play, why don't you walk down to the neighbor's house where they're going to play and say, hey, would you like to have some coffee? Let's chat. We've never really, had a chance to talk and our kids play together. Get to know each other, build that relationship, and then eventually say, hey, have you heard of Plexus? And then your service establishments. Those are your nail salons, your hair salon, doctor's offices, chiropractor's offices. Off the top of my head, am I missing any there for service establishments?
I know she said that she always dresses her son super cute, like every time she goes to Target. So if anybody's like, oh, your son's cute, she's like, oh, I know. Have you heard of Plexus?
Yes. Guys, I'm telling you, like Easton.
That's a good idea.
been the number one, like I can go somewhere and they're like, oh, he's so cute. And I'm like, oh, I know he is. He was just such a blessing. It was a surprise. And they're like, really? Were you, could you not have babies? And I was like, no, I could have babies, but I was taking this product called Plexus, and it just like leads into it, So, yeah, that is a good one.
That's awesome.
I need to use my babies more.
Right, me too.
Use my dog.
How the men always used to say that they would use the babies to hit on the women? Like
oh yeah.
Women are attracted to babies. Hello, guys. Women are attracted.
I always wait to go to the store until Caleb gets home so I could go by myself because I'm with the kids like 24/7 every day, and it's so much easier if I just get in the car and go by myself. But I'm gonna have to use that tip. At least take one of them.
Yeah.
Dress them up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we make this list and we have our dream team, but a lot of us are super scared to even message these people like they're on their list. Let's just tuck that away. But we can't do that. And I know they talked about a magic text that we can maybe use when reaching out to people. Like what is that?
Yes, we actually learned about that last year's Super Saturday. They did a thing where they had us contact somebody that we had been scared to contact, and like literally I was like scared, but I did it. So what you say is, hey Kara, this may not be for you and that's okay, but I really want you on my Plexus team. Can I call you today? And Emily said that she actually was hesitant to send that message, and then Deborah said, okay, send the message. And so she was like, oh, and she hit send. And then she was like, how you can see when people are writing you back? And she said, and I saw that and I was just expecting the worst. And then it happened. She was like, yeah, let's talk. So that's a good way. I personally also just kind of like to tell people, hey, I've been doing this, and I really have been thinking it's just not the same because you're not doing it with me. Can we talk about this sometime? I'm not going to be pushy. It's not, something you have to do, but I just really like to chat about it with you. Maybe you might be interested. And that's kind of like how I approach it some too.
That's a good way, especially for those people that are close to you and in your inner circle that you want in Maui with you, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. That's a good one.
And it is better if you feel like you're kind of taking the pressure off them. They don't feel like, oh my gosh, I've got to go to lunch with Kara and she's just going to talk about this and force me to do Plexus with her. But, you leave it kind of in there.
Yeah. And I tell them, I'm like, if this isn't for you, we don't have to talk about it again. That's okay. I need to have friends that aren't Plexus too. And maybe that's you. But let's just try to find out first.
Let's give you the chance to experience this greatness.
Right. Okay. What is the shield of confidence and how can we use that?
Okay, so the shield of confidence was actually not built, but I guess made by was it the Elmore girls?
I'm not sure.
Or was it the Normans? It was one of those two. But they use this with their team, and Plexus liked it so much that they put it into our training. And basically it's presenting from your place of strength. So you're using the shield of what you know. So when you're talking about Plexus with somebody and it gets to that point where you kind of get scared because they're asking you questions you're not really proficient on, turn the conversation back to what you know. And so using the shield of confidence, which is 60-day money-back guarantee that we have, and then that Plexus does regular updates to the scientific research, and that can be found on our websites, that there's thousands of online testimonies that you can show them that are live, real people, and then the phenomenal growth of the company. And then in the middle of your shield is your story plus 2 more. So you're going to share your story with them, have your 30-second elevator speech ready, share that with them, and then maybe a story of someone who you're close to. So like for me, whenever I'm talking to somebody about Plexus, I use my mother-in-law's story to validate mine because she has the fibromyalgia, and so the symptoms of her fibro is still there, but the symptoms of are not as bad. And so I just use that as an example. And then it gives me that third-party validation. And then that was all I had written down on that. Did you guys have anything else on that?
I just know, like, she kind of used the example when people are throwing these questions at you, you know, it's really hard whenever you come in with your testimony and a side testimony and be like, but if it's not for you, we've got the 60-day money-back guarantee, yes. And we've also had a 16,000% growth rate over the last 3 years too. And just throwing all of that in, they're like, most people don't have a lot to come back out with you because it's stuff they can argue with.
You stump them.
Do what?
Yeah, you stump them.
Yes. They can't argue with your story. They can't tell you that didn't happen to you and that didn't happen to your mom. They can't say that it doesn't have a 60-day money-back guarantee, and they can't tell you that your company does not have phenomenal growth. And it's just, and it gives you the confidence, shield of confidence.
Yes.
Yes.
Amen.
That's something that I'm really going to start implementing with my personal level ones. Training them, finding out more information on the shield of confidence, and training them more on that.
I agree. That is really good. I haven't implemented that in my business a lot either. And after I heard all of their stuff they put together, I was the same way you were. I really need to get super familiar with this and train my team on it.
Right.
So whenever you're out talking to people, it's really important to build trust with them. How are some ways you can build trust with potential customers or ambassadors?
So the best way to build trust is to make a small promise and keep it. So whether that promise is that you're talking to somebody and they ask for more information and you say, you know what, I don't have anything to give you right now, but when I get home, I can send you an email with more information. So when you get home, you need to actually send that email instead of the next day remembering, oh crap, I didn't send that email. Because you just lost that person's trust because you didn't do what you said you were going to do. So that is one of the best ways to build trust with your potential. Also, follow up and show you care. What I like to do, this is my way of doing it. I don't know about you guys, but most of my contacts are via Facebook. And so what I like to do is keep up with those contacts using mine. I have a non-Plexus Facebook feed where I've got all my non-Plexus friends. And so I'll go in there every morning and I'll take a peek at what's going on in my friends' lives, comment, like, building that relationship with them. And then what I try to do is if somebody's got something going on in their life, I'll wait a week and then I'll send them a private message. Just let them know, hey, I've been praying for you. I know that you're having a really tough time. If you need me, if you need to talk, I'm here. And, it's genuine, it's heartfelt, and I'm building that relationship even more so with them. And they said, that when you're following up, you need to make sure with your customers, with your potentials, that you're checking in a few days and then in a few weeks, that you check in and offer other products, and that you check in and see if they're interested in joining. What I also do with my customers is I like to let them know if Plexus has any specials going on, and I'll just say, hey, I'm just checking in with you, just want to let you know Plexus has a special going on where you can join right now for blah, blah, blah. And so I keep them up to date with that. But I check back even with people who have told me no monthly. I have a list, and I have days that I check back with everybody.
That's a good idea. That's actually one of my goals this month.
So, what I've found a lot of times is that those people, it may not be for them right now, but I've had many of them compliment me and say, you really are genuine, and I can tell that you love what you do. And so when I order, I'm definitely going to order from you. And it's just because I've built that trust with them, being persistent, showing them I care, And it really helps. It really does when you're in this business, because this is a relationship business. And it's all about trust.
It absolutely is, especially I'm like you, whenever you've got a lot of it through Facebook and stuff, and you just really pour into those relationships, because they do order from us more than the company or just the products they want to work.
Right.
That's what
everybody wants. Everybody always wants to buy from somebody they trust rather than just,
Exactly.
I love your idea with the whole, non-Plexus friends, and just making sure that you take the time and effort to check in with people that are going through things and stuff like that. That's really great, even on a personal level too, like with business aside.
Well, it's easy to get caught up in Plexus, really. I can eat, breathe, and sleep this. I can. And so I just have to remember that Plexus is here now, but those relationships might not be here if I don't nurture them.
Right.
I like your idea about like keeping lists and checking in with people monthly, because it's been one of my goals I actually started a binder, and then I, kind of got away from it. And I think it's so important to like check in with people, because you get so many messages, and in a year from now, you forget about those people that were once interested, even in a month, like you said. You forget about them, and they get so far down in your messages that you don't see it anymore, and you're not reminded that, hey, this person was once interested in Plexus. But if you have a list and you write it down and you stay organized, it makes it a lot easier.
Exactly. I'm still in contact with the people who contacted me 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I know that, like, whenever I check in with people, a lot of times they'll just say, like, even if they say no, they're not ready to order or join or whatever, they'll just be like, thank you so much for remembering me. Like, they just appreciate the fact that you remember to check in on them.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't always have to feel like you're bothering people. You don't have to push them or pressure them. Just simply check in with them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And no isn't always no. It's just no for now.
Yes.
Okay. So we all know that the first impression means everything. When someone asks you for you to send them information about the products or the business, what exactly do you send them specifically?
Okay.
From the beginning.
So, because this is such a relationship business, I don't want people to think that I'm all about just going to blurb Plexus all over them. So what I do is, let's say, Kara, you've contacted me and you want more information. I'll shoot you a private message, and I'll say, hi, Kara. Thank you so much for inquiring about Plexus. I'd love to answer any questions that you have. But first, let me ask you a few questions about you. That way, I can better serve you with your needs and make sure that it's all about them. And I'll say, do you have any health issues you're specifically wanting help with, or are you just wanting information on weight loss? And that leads to more. And typically, guys, I'm not kidding, sometimes I get paragraphs upon paragraphs back of what they have going on in their lives.
That's genius. I love that. That's awesome.
It also helps me to let them know what products they need. So after I'm telling them what Plexus is about, I'm able to better serve them.
You mean everybody doesn't need Slim Accelerator combo?
No.
It's so crazy how you learn more, because I do remember when I first signed up, like, everybody, Slim Accelerator. Then
yes.
I started learning more about the products. I'm like, wait a second.
I thought I was the only one that did that.
No.
Hey, guys, I did it too. When we first talked about that weight loss, everybody's just got weight loss is what you need. That's it. Slim Accelerator.
I'm glad we're more educated now.
Yes, it helps.
I love that you do that, because I'm actually a great example, because we learned the same thing at our Super Saturday too, and I took lots of notes about it, because I have this skit that I send to everyone, and when people send me something like, hey, I want more information about the products, I have a skit, and I send it to everybody, and I notice when I'm like busy and I don't have that skit right by me, and I just shoot back something easy, this conversation goes so much quicker, and I've actually been doing that lately, and it works. It really works, and it's crazy that I have gotten customers the other way that I did it, because I just feel like being personal and asking them about themselves works so much better.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets them talking about themselves too, which we always talk about. People love talking about themselves. And it makes them feel important. It makes them feel special, that you really want to help them.
It does, and it also builds that trust with them too. That you're just not trying to sell them something, that you actually genuinely do care about them.
Yes, so true.
Whenever you do get to know them too, get to just even a random person from, like, for me, you know, it's no secret I do a lot of my business in yard sale sites. A random person that I know nothing about, whenever you do start to learn about them, you genuinely start to care about these people, and you really genuinely want to help them and their needs and their family and stuff like that. So, and it's just an opportunity for you to make another friend in the process, which, you know, is one of the best parts about this business.
Yes.
Right. And I think a lot of people don't really realize, like, a lot of people I think want Plexus for weight loss, and they don't really understand the health benefits. And then if you ask them, they're like, well, I do need more energy, and maybe I could use help regulating my blood sugar levels, or, you know, other things that Plexus helps with. They don't really, like, they didn't maybe inquire you about, but then when you ask them, like, you know, are they in it for weight loss or health issues, you know, it kind of like makes them maybe reevaluate why they want Plexus.
Yes,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Reaching silver and teaching your team to reach silver is so important. What are some things that you do to try to get your newbies to reach silver right away and get the $100 bonus in their pocket for excitement right from the very beginning?
Okay, so I'll just be honest. This is something I used to be terrible at. I thought that I could just put them in a team page and they were just going to learn. And so what I really started trying to do, yeah, we're all guilty of that, right?
Yeah.
What I really try to do now is I try to tell them, you know, okay, first things first. Let's get your why. Let's get what's going to fuel you, what's going to drive you, what's going to motivate you. Why are you wanting to do this business? Let's make it work for you. And then the second thing is that I ask them, you know, off the top of your head, who are 5 people that you would love to have on your dream team? 5 people. You'd be surprised, many of them are already jotting down 10 or 15 people. And then what I have them do is, okay, so let's contact those people that you're wanting on your dream team. You can contact them first via private message, and then, you know, send them something similar to the magic text. You know, hey, I just started this new business opportunity. It's health and wellness. Oh my gosh, it's amazing, and I'd love to have you on my team. Something like that. And then we will schedule a 3-way with them and their person, even if it's not necessarily a 3-way call, but a 3-way message via Facebook. The voice messenger has opened it up so much more than just getting on the phone and calling, because in today's society, people don't want to talk on the phone.
That's so true.
And then the last thing that I do is get them a online Facebook event for a launch event scheduled, or a launch event in person. If I can't personally be there, then I will join in via Zoom. And that way, you know, they're not alone on it. And with that, we have them invite their, you know, close friends and family.
Those are really good ideas, and I love the 3-way chat messages, because it takes all the pressure off them. Like, you know, I don't have to know everything, and I can still invite my friends and family and, you know, get them all the information that they need off this.
Yeah, and what I found too is that also with doing that via Messenger, oftentimes they'll say, oh my gosh, I've got this person asking me, what do I do? And I'm like, well, remember we did that 3-way message. You can go back to that and you can see how we responded to them and kind of use that as a basis to go by. And so that's a good thing too, because they can look back.
That's really good. I love that.
I love that too. I love the new videos, the opportunity video that we had at Super Saturday. And I love so much, like, we're like, mine and Kara, but we're trying to get like launch parties big in our teams, and I think that a lot of people are scared to have them. But I love how like the opportunity meeting that we went to the night before was actually, you know, a lot of video. Like, they did the video, the product video, and then they did the opportunity video, and it was video. But I mean, I'm not saying they didn't talk. They did talk, and it still went well. They did their own testimonies and stuff. But I think knowing that we have that product video and knowing that we have the opportunity video, I think that it kind of, you know, rest assures people that they can have a launch party, and you can have one right away. You know, if you have your upline with you, you know, that's great. But if not, you can do it by yourself. Like, just use those videos, and you know, and in between that, tell them, you know, what Plexus has done for you.
This new kit, I mean, I wish that we would have had this whenever we first started, because, oh my gosh, I would already be diamond. I mean, it's like no excuses, really.
I know.
Yeah.
And, you know, guys, do the launch parties. Whenever we first started, that's what we did. We didn't know any other way. You know what? You don't have to have parties with Plexus. It's not a requirement, but that initial launch event is the best way to get your business rolling if you're serious about it.
I remember I had a meeting one time, and it was in Cape, and somebody came up to me afterwards and said something about doing more, and I said something about them, you know, just scheduling a party or scheduling a launch party or something like that, and she's like, well, is there anybody up here that's qualified to do that? I was like, qualified? Wait a second.
No,
I was doing these before I was even silver, and I didn't know what I was doing, but threw it together.
Yeah. Well, and now it's so easy because it's easy to say, okay, so if you don't have me with you, it's really simple. All you need to do is pull up the testimony Facebook group, pick 2 or 3, copy and paste those, you know, and have those printed out and hand those out to them. Pick your 1, 2, 3 favorite products and learn about those products and tell them about those products, and then tell them what it's doing for you. Simple.
Super simple.
It really is.
Our new little success guy or welcome kits here, my daughter picked this up, and she's like, Mommy, what's that? And I was like, that is Mommy's present I just got this weekend. And then she took it to Dad, and she's like, Daddy, this is Mommy's present. I was so excited about it, like you were, though.
They're awesome.
Amazing.
They are.
So if you did not get to Super Saturday and you were unable to get one of these, they are in our back office to order till when? Sometime in February for like $16. But I do.
Are they available already?
I think they said that they were going to be available starting February 1st.
Oh, okay.
But that starting today, they are going out in all new ambassador welcome packs.
Okay.
Starting today. Awesome.
So anybody who joins as of today will get the success kit in their welcome pack.
Actually, right after this, I actually plan to do a video to go through the success kit because it's awesome and I love it. And I'm just so excited about it. I don't know how anybody could get that in the mail and not go for it.
I was like, oh, this bracelet is amazing. And, you know, I learned about that at Leaders Retreat, but just seeing it was just kind of like, oh, I mean, that's a conversation piece in itself.
Right.
One thing that I really loved about these were the talking cards, because on the back of them, like, they literally like have talking points and what you might say. So it's another thing, if you do a party in yourself, just pull out these cards and it gives you, you know, what to share with people.
Yeah, because as you're holding that up in front of you to show them, they don't know that you're reading off the back of it.
That's true.
There you go.
I love it. There's so many great things in this kit.
There is.
Well, did you have anything else that you were wanting to share specifically about Super Saturday or touch on?
I have one question before we end, if that's okay. We didn't talk about like your product testimony. Was there like certain products, and like what was your like Plexus testimony like when you first started and everything?
Well, the whole reason why I bought the 3-day trial pack to begin with was because I had been stuck at a size 12 for 2 years. And I'm talking about I had done counting calories. I literally drank no sodas. If it was dark colored, I didn't drink it. I drank water only, not even flavored water. It was just straight water. And it was frustrating because I was going to the gym, I was doing Zumba, I was doing everything that you're supposed to do to lose weight. And it just wasn't happening. And so I started it, and literally, this is not typical these days, guys. So, you know, please do not think that this is going to happen now. But I took my 3-day trial pack, and at the end of it, I had lost 7 pounds. And so within my first month, I went from a size 12 to a size 10. And so I was using my first commission check to buy new clothes because nothing fit. They were all falling off of me. I literally sold all of my pants that I had just so I could buy one new pair of pants, you know? Um, and I've also suffered with migraines since I was 5 years old. And I noticed that 2 weeks in, I was not getting daily headaches, which was something that was typical. I got headaches every single day. They might have been just a little bit, but I had debilitating migraines that took me away from my family. Most times I'd come home from work and I would go straight to bed because I just couldn't hear anything. I couldn't do light. And so to me, that was the biggest thing. And so, you know, then I got pregnant with Easton, and the doctor approved for me to take the products, except for the accelerator and this the boost, while I was pregnant with him. And so that was another huge thing. And so these days, what I take is, of course, our triplex, amazing, Mega X, and I do the Ease capsules, one in the morning and then one in the evening, and then I do block occasionally, just, you know, if I'm going to eat something that's not good. You know, because
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
you're welcome. I don't really have this big, huge health testimony or huge weight loss testimony. So for me, you know, I really try to focus more on the business opportunity, but I guess I do need to focus more on my migraines because there are a lot of people that suffer with those.
That's great though. It sounds like you did really good. Especially, I know a lot of people don't lose a whole ton in like the first week trials, but some people do. I have a guy on my team that lost a lot in his first week, so it happens.
Didn't he lose like 20 pounds his first month or something? Like, it was crazy. Danny?
Yeah, he lost a lot his first month. Yeah, I don't know exactly, but yeah, it was almost 20 pounds maybe, I
It
think.
does happen with some people. I know it's not typical, but it does happen.
Right.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are so glad that you decided to be on the call with us and answering all of our questions. I did, you know, just real quick at the end, want to remind everybody again, I'm going to keep putting convention in your face until registration is closed. I want everybody on this team at convention. So,
yes. Make it happen.
Yeah, like she said in the beginning, make it a priority to get there.
Convention is a huge game changer.
Yes. Yeah, you'll leave changed, promise.
And it's in Vegas. Hello.
Right?
Yeah. I just want to go see all the pretty lights.
And I can tell you, oh my gosh. I'm excited to be going back.
Yes. But thank you so much for getting on the call, Lynsey. We all look up to you, so thank you so much.
Thank you. You guys are too kind. I mean, you guys are amazing. Amazing. I'm so proud of you guys for doing this Google Hangout every single week and devoting.
Thank you. We're a good team.
Hey, you guys are like the best team. What are you talking about?
Well, good night, everybody, and thanks for joining us on our Pink Power Live call, and we will definitely be seeing y'all next week.
Yes. Good night.
Good night.